Money, 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 right? Money, 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 money. Source of a lot of trouble on earth. Source of a lot of pain. Whether you have too much or too little, it's still a lot of pain in the ass for most people, right? How can we solve money? How can we dissolve money? How can we transcend money? How can we go be in the beyond money? Most planets in the galaxy, the human family, Pleiadians, Arcturians, they're not even 3D, Sirians, they don't do money. Some planets do, but money is a symptom of a disconnect from source. Ooh, I said that? Money is a symptom of our disconnect from God's source. It's a fallen idol. It's a graven image. It's an outdoor. These guys don't do money. Allie doesn't do money. If I put down a bowl of gold and a bowl of some horribly pressed chicken parts, dog food, we try to get the healthiest, she'll go, I'll take the horrible chicken pressed parts. I don't care about the gold. Most of nature doesn't care about something artificial as money, or gold for that matter. Gold and silver at least are material. They're beautiful. I have a gold thing here that I had made, and it's a body antenna from Yogananda's suggestion of putting copper, silver, and gold together. It's a good sort of antenna cleaner for your auric field. But even that, they don't care about that. Dogs, birds, gold. Well, some of the crows do. They like shiny objects. Ravens. How do we get beyond money? Well, one way to make sure we don't, let's get beyond money by fighting it. I hate capitalists. Money is the root of all evil. If we just get rid of the money system and force everyone to share if we force everyone to share their money, that'll work. 1917 in Moscow, the Trotskyites, Lenin, etc. As soon as the idealists like Trotsky started, as soon as Lenin and them got in power, they killed those guys off. You guys are too naive, all that utopian crapola. So I would suggest it actually got worse. When you hated capitalism and decided to kill off the capitalists, it got worse. Why? Because we weren't healed inside. We weren't holy yet. Holos, Greek word for complete. We weren't holos, holy, integrated inside ourselves. We didn't have a direct connection with God's source. The way the birds do, the way the dogs do. I was just telling my friend yesterday, 2 summers ago, I was traveling in Utah with Gabby. I'd promised her to take her on a trip by herself, and I did. And as we were coming down the Grand Staircase Escalante, the driest place on earth, one of them probably, pure white sand and rock, and you're on this beautiful ridge and looking down the canyons, but very desert southwest. We got out, it's 100 degrees in the desert, and I was like, oh, Gabby got really hot. And all of a sudden we walked around a corner and there was a giant pool of water. She manifested that. Her thirst literally manifested the water for her. That's how natural nature does it. I watched her do it. It was amazing. It was up to her chest. She got to go swimming too. She didn't just get a little pool to drink out of. Not a green, sumpy thing with little, tadpoles in it. It must have rained or appeared magically by her angels. So you think shit has to make sense. It doesn't. In the non sequitur random access quantum universe, things don't make sense to the logical linear brain, Cartesian. Many, many times you have been treated to miracles, so-called, or rather quantum manifestations, but you've not noticed. The programming says it has to follow A, then C, then B. There has to be a flow chart. It's not true. It's true if you make it, deign it so, then it becomes true for you, but not for the rest of the world. Men, you know that. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble now. You know that, men, that it doesn't have to follow orders. Just listen to your girlfriend or woman joke, settle down, try to give you directions. Well, you go to the blue store, you know, the store where they sell those awesome shoes, and then you a little further, and then on the left. That's where it'll be. And that's enough directions to tell her girlfriend, and she'll get there. You're going to go, what the fuck? Is it north or south? How far is it? What cross streets? You know, where, right? Natural GPS is better, actually. So let me get out of trouble on this one. Women, that's actually, you're a step closer to natural GPS than us men. Money, money, money. Yeah. So, if you fight money, I hate those fucking capitalists. They're evil, greedy. Mr. Burns on The Simpsons is a direct caricature of John D. Rockefeller handing out shiny dimes to little boys and quoting people saying, I don't want an educated population. I want good workers, and getting together with each other and creating the education curriculum to keep the people dumb. Yes, that's true. So they become good worker bees. You have managers and worker bees, blue collar and white collar, on purpose. But please don't wake up and realize, right? But if you fight the system, you feed the system. Embrace it to erase it. What you embrace, you erase. Buddha, Taoist, say yes. Turn the other cheek. That's what Jesus is showing there. Embrace to erase. Aikido. Flow. Water going around the rock in the river. If you resist it, you damn it. God damn it. It's not good, probably, to invoke that. Damning the Tao, probably not a good idea, right? Flow is life. The current is life. The currency of life. Currency. Now, if you put the money first, it's not the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. So if you put the money first and worship it before you do heart, love, doing the right thing, then it gets strange and dissonant feedback. What you embrace, you erase. What you resist, persists. So the way out is the Chinese finger puzzle to get out of money. If you hate, don't be hating. If you hate people with money, you're contributing to your own prison. You're like putting more locks on your prison. God's source, the universe, has tried to show this to me. I've had lifetimes as a sannyasa and renunciant. My begging bowl and my loincloth, and that's it. You know, I've done it as a yogi. So this lifetime God's source is trying to, okay, you're a little unbalanced about that renunciation thing, so now you need to have stuff. And I'm like, oh, please. So God, the universe, sends me a girlfriend that likes to create stuff. You know, typical American stuff, like, let's have a little staircase for the dogs. Let's have every toy possible. Let's have whatever. It's a bit challenging, but I'm not allowed to live in my hut. You know, I'd get, when I had my own houses, I'd have one room in my house that was nothing in it, pure white. White carpet, white walls, white everything, just nothing on the walls. I'd go in there and lay, just to be able to be in the nothing. People would come over and go, that's kind of weird. What are you, some kind of different, you're not part of the American consumer society? Yeah, no, I'm not. So now I have 4 dogs. Anyway, so embrace to erase. What you resist persists. The communist thing didn't work, did it? It just made everybody poorer, and killed, and Stalin then came in later and killed off 25 million people. I was just reading a journal this morning in the Ukraine from, you know, when that happened. They came in and destroyed their gardens. Their personal gardens, they would destroy them to make them go work on the collective. It made it worse for people. Let's get rid of the evil ones, the banksters. Let's string them up in the square and pull their skin off and just flay them alive and have a public screeching spectacle. Now, if you're honest, there's a feeling in you. If you're hating the government and the banksters or Trump or whatever you're hating lately, there's a part of you that wants to tear them limb from limb. It's no better than in English time when they would do a public spectacle of a drawing and quartering. They would just tie 4 horses to each limb and pull the person apart, and people would go, yeah. Is that a good energy to feed into the collective? Whatever you put out, you get back. And you contribute to the collective soup. Whatever you put in as an ingredient adds to the flavor of the soup. What flavor are you contributing to the collective? Hate and revenge. I'm not saying to repress them. Get real to heal. But be honest with those parts of you, where you get triggered by someone. But own it. That's my energy. Or if it's not, then release it and let it go back to where it needs to go. TheAlchemyProcess.com. AlchemyEnergyProcess.com is the second method God Source showed me to work personally. And I really recommend it. Start with the Inner Body Awakening, InnerBodyAwakening.com, then the Alchemy Energy Process. And then we add the heart, because it's a finer technique. You just start from the ground. You need to get the base right. The baseline needs to be right. So God has showed me this in many ways, Source. I had to participate in the American entrepreneurial thing and Dale Carnegie and all that to learn to embrace it. I hope it. So when I would hear something like salesmanship is the oil of the free enterprise system, I'd write in my journal, and so is propaganda and programming the people. True. But there's a balance, there's a middle way. All photons are made from God's source. Some are in denial, the dark side, we learn the hard way. And some are open, we learn through light and love. Either way you'll learn, suffering or pleasure. Either way. God's Source is non-judgmental on how you decide to learn. Any way you want it, that's the way you'll get it, yeah. So embrace money. Allow money to flow. Keep the flow. Attaching to it, just a sucky. Mr. Billionaire, sitting in their house with no friends and so forth, horrible prison. But so's, homeless poverty in Bangladesh or whatever. So either polarity is you're worshiping money or afraid of it or greedy of it. Find the middle road, Buddha, thank you. That's what's going to tell a story. So God has taught me this many different ways. Walking in a park just about a mile from here, taking Bentley here. There's Bentley and Gab when he was a young boy. One day I run into a couple sitting on one of the benches, and they have bicycles. And they're kind of smiling at me. My first reaction is, and I've had many examples of this. People don't believe these stories when I tell them. But once the universe starts playing with you, once you say yes, the universe says yes, yes, yes. Yes, you ready to play? Oh, here you go. And you know that because coincidences happen and amazing insights and all that. So this couple, they say, oh, what a pretty dog, and I kind of scan and go. They were so open and friendly. I thought, oh, they're running a scam or they're homeless or something like that. Right? If you travel in India, you learn to have sort of a radar to go, okay, they're scamming me, or many countries. So we just visit, chat, and say, no, thanks, good to meet you guys. I can't tell their names. Richard and Ann, that's not their names, but anyway. And I meet them. The next day I go with Joy's grandkids, and they're being very friendly. And then one time I'm walking with Joy and we meet them again and we get really to get to know them a little bit. I thought they were homeless, or could be, the way they dressed and their bicycles. And I noticed the bike was like a really expensive bike though, and that confused me, you know, or a really nice bike. Turns out they're here in town. Her mother's dying and staying at a convalescent home. Turn out they're multi hundreds of millions of dollars that they own, that they are worth. They get to know us, they trust us a little bit, and she tells me, I have a shamanic horse. I can't tell his name because he's famous. And I can't tell who these guys are. And she says he's 6 foot at the shoulder, and he's a paint. And she tells me the story of how he's born in this storm, this incredible shaman storm. He's a shaman. And he is. And she says, do you want to come meet him one day? And we go to this very fancy place out in Cave Creek Stables, who I'm sure they're charging him $1,000, I don't know, a week at least. This horse is unbelievable. And I grew up riding horses. They own a mansion in Holmby Hills, next to, or close to, where Hugh Hefner's was. Bigger than his. We go out to lunch with them. We hang out. They're really sweet people. One day we're having lunch in a restaurant, and the CNN's on, or the money thing's on, and he turns his head and goes, oh, sorry. And he just lets it slip. He goes, and he doesn't mean to. It's not any ego, but hundreds of millions of dollars. And one day we're walking, in fact, after we'd seen the horse, the beautiful horse, I can't name him. Let's call him Cézanne, after the famous French painter. And it's just sweet. And Richard leans over to me and says, hey, Tobias, keep doing what you're doing. There is so much money in the world. You do what's in your heart. The universe will totally support you, and money will be a non-issue for you. But I could feel it was Spirit, Source, the universe, talking through him, encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. Now your mind goes, they have a horse ranch in Santa Barbara. It's California luxury, you know, like 50 horses and some huge ranch in Santa Barbara, a giant mansion in Holmby Hills, blah, blah, blah. But they're off the radar. But they're trying to support the universe. There's many people like that. And if we believe all people with money are evil and greedy, you'll never meet those people. I've met many other people like that. So, we need to embrace and erase the money. You need to allow the money to currency to flow in your life. I hope you get a taste of it. I could tell a bunch of more stories like that. I might. Webcast tomorrow, Sundays, tobiaslars.com. Start with the Inner Body Awakening. InnerBodyAwakening.com. So, allow the energy, do you want scarcity? Scarcity. Look at the word scarcity. Scarcity. Like inner city ghettos and burnt out cars and drug dealers and needles and AIDS and prostitution. Do you want scarcity? Or do you want abundance? Look at the word abundance. Shake your money maker. Abundance. Which do you want? It's up to you. Don't worship money, but the more you hate it, the more you're going to feed that energy to evil people. Are you enjoying the evil people having all the money? Then stop doing that. Let yourself have it. And use it wisely to help build gardens and create new energy and beautiful places or whatever you want to do. Much love. More later. More money. Money's fine. But eventually you don't care about money. Saint Germain is a master. Talk to Saint Germain. He's a master of money if you want to get healed on that. Okay, later.